Hi, I'm Eric at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and this is Florida Natural Farming. I'm going to look at the lychees today. We've been growing the lychees, dry farmed here for almost 10 years. Nursery started trees, they're corrupt from the beginning, and dry farming them, and grafted trees, Mauritius and Brewster. 34 trees, I think, altogether. 2 years ago, or was it last year? 2 winters ago, I believe, we lost 2 lychees to the drought. Which surprised me. And in all the other years we've been here, I was looking for a lychee or a longan that's growing around here somewhere, seed grown, but I can't find it, of course. There it is. So we lost 2 of them, so it's down to 32, I guess. 1 of them now, because 2 of them are coming back from below the graft. So I guess we have 33 lychee trees still, and the birds have always gotten the fruit, and the fruit has been not big production, and but the trees were bulking up. Every year they got bigger and bigger and bigger. One year, about, I don't know, 6 years ago? 5 years ago? 6 years ago, probably. One of them had leaf miner, or 2 of them did, I think. Not leaf miner. I'm thinking of citrus. The mites. That's it. The Aranose mites on the lychee that's devastated the Florida lychee crop. And but within a season, they were all healed. They fixed themselves. So I haven't seen it since then, which is nice. I guess Mauritius is less likely to get Aranose mite than other varieties, so they say. But it has to do with how you grow. You just cannot look at plants without not discussing how they are being grown. It's like they just ignore that. Excuse me, are you polluting your plant, or are you not polluting your plant? Are you enabling it with water, or are you not enabling it with water? It's just basic information that you need to know before you can try to explain what's going on with your plant's health. So it's just, hello people. Still getting star fruit. It's good. I had one yesterday. I had somebody coming up from Fort Lauderdale this morning to do a farm tour. So I always like doing farm tours with people. Yep. So they don't discuss it. They'll have issues like Aranose mite, and everyone says the same thing. You got to chop the tree down. You got to burn all that stuff. They don't even think about all the chemicals that they've been putting around that tree and everything. And then when you burn it, it goes up into the atmosphere and goes into somebody else's yard. I don't know where this whole sterilization or kill the entire system mentality of farming comes from, to try to fix an issue that you have due to the health of your tree and the way it's being grown, due to the way it's being grown. You gotta, you raise kids in a clean, healthy environment, but sterilizing everything is not clean, is not a good clean in plants. You gotta have the tree have all the biology, and it makes the decisions of what to turn on and what to turn off. And when you are putting pollutants into the system, it can't make those decisions correctly, and it causes the tree to malfunction and affect its metabolism. we consume those plants that are food crops that we're feeding all these pollutants to, and we have the same issues. We're unable to see or accomplish random tasks without some sort of stressor or inflammation going off, because we're so polluted from the food we eat, and the water that gets polluted from the way we grow food, the water we drink, and the air, because water evaporates and those pollutants go up into the air. So water, air, and food for sure, caused by humans. And then they develop a product that they sell you to help your tree be its best self and keep growing and not have symptoms of fungus or spots on your mangoes and stuff like that. And people just don't pay attention to it. So they're just creating a crop that basically can pollute your compost. So here's a little lychee tree. I'm not going to look at all of them, but I'm going to look at this. Oh, yes, beautiful tree. I don't know if it's Mauritius or Brewster. I think it might be Mauritius. Maybe not. This is the one that had this freaking vines. I hate them. This is the one that had the airnose mite, but there's lots of fruit on it this year. This year is good fruit. And then the lychees over there and down there have them, or have fruit. So it's a good thing. I can't see it that good. There. Come on, camera. I've discussed this before with your blurry vision. Yep, it's going to be a good year. It's a good sized tree. I mean, it's not the tallest tree. Here's the three. There was three that got drought, but then trees on this side had fruit on them and are real big. I'm not even gonna look at those because there's some trees over here. They're just growing up tall, but they had fruit last year and didn't suffer from drought. But this one and this one, which is lower down, and then there's a swell there. So people in their swells in Florida that just, it was a biology issue, because this was lawn for a long time, and it took a while for the biology to build up biomass due to the compaction. They couldn't really infiltrate here very good. And the compaction makes the trees so they don't grow very fast and big. But eventually they'll get there. Some trees are better at it going through the compaction layer than others. It's a male Garcinia Livingstonii. I'm gonna go look at the swamp. It's good to have water in it right now. It's not algae, that's all duckweed. We don't get algae in our ponds here. That's from polluting. That's what algae comes from. Pollution kills life. So if you're polluting, you just have to equate that with killing life. I mean, that's basically their equivalents. Does the same, but sounds different. Or it does more than one thing. I think that's the nature of pollutants. So your target for your fungus on your mango goes after powdery mildew or some other fungal issue that they can identify. And so they kill that, but yet you're killing all the biology on the phytosphere, and then it drips down onto the soil and kills biology there. Your tree eventually uptakes it into its fruit, and you're consuming it in abnormally high amounts, probably, especially for long-term users of mangoes that have used copper, guaranteed. I mean, they've shown this. I'm not providing any links or anything. You can do your own research. It's information that's available. Yeah, the mangoes, I think it's going to be a good year. They're reblooming right now. And the koi muck, looks like it might be a good year. It's just amazing how much people don't know, and it's because they just don't see, and they just don't ask the right questions. Nobody does. How is that tree grown? How is it grown? I have recently had a super intelligent guy that wrote a real good book and wanted to know if Monoclea latifolia is better grown in a pot or in the ground. And I was like, whoa. Cyrus McAfoy, super intelligent, awesome author that wrote medicinal plants, indigenous medicinal plants of New Guinea, I think. Something like that. Anyway. But yeah, they asked that, and I'm like, I just can't believe that somebody would even, because people's growing ego is so big that they think that they can do it better in a pot for everything. And most everyone I know grows their fruit, and look at these lychees. Sorry, we were looking at lychees. In black plastic pots, or sometimes they think we use cloth. It's not cloth, it's microfiber, or it's a plastic fiber. I just recently didn't realize that they had, I don't know, I can't believe I didn't know this, but gum is plastic. I had no idea when they did that. I thought gum was a plant material. No, it's plastic. Chewable plastic. Oh. It's like, when did they turn? Look at these lychees. When did they? I was looking at the mango. Sorry, Venus, and I smell so good here. Look at these lychees. It's gonna be a lychees. This is a big tree because I'm this tall, and like right here, and it's way above me. Very super good sized tree. Lots of fruit all over it. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer when you dry farm and grow naturally, but the fruit is, you don't have to worry about it being polluted by plastic pipes delivering water to it every day or twice a week or something like that for 20, 30 years or whatever, 10 years in this case, because we don't have to worry about it because we don't do that. Never have. 9 months we connected stuff to water on a drip at one point just to test it, some of the trees, and it just caused fungal issues and nothing grew, so we stopped doing it. I had to show my partner what would happen if we turned the water on, did the water, and I said, now you got to trust me, and I'm going to stop watering because it's causing problems. It's causing the bananas to rot that aren't even near it. And so we stopped, and everything's been fine. This lychee has fruit on it too. There's a fairly good size achachiro over here. Did it get damaged? And then it looks like somebody broke it right there. But it's growing sideways, and then it's got all that growth coming off of it, so I don't know what did that. That's from the old water pipe. I've been removing it from the stuff we connected to water. That wasn't something we connected to water, but we did connect the lychees to water for 9 months, and we just never have had a good lychee year. I knew it would happen eventually because we've been dry farming on our one of our original properties here in Florida since 2011, was it? We recently sold that last year, so so I knew that it could happen, but it took a long time for the longans and the lychees, like 10 years sometimes. But what I didn't do when I first started planting these trees as 3 gallons from Pine Island Nursery, tiny little trees, you know. I never watered anything when I first planted it, so this big basically, maybe a little bit bigger, 3 feet max, little sticks. I just left the soil in the pot. And I should have removed it because I like to plant everything bare root. I just found, and there's a group of us that all do this and grow tropical fruit trees. My friend Frank's one of them, and Dan from A Tree for Me, and I can think of a few others. Dan's the one that told me to do that. So yeah, so if I would have done that, I'm sure the trees probably would have been a better further along. But since you place that polluted soil system that's in that root ball of that plant directly in the ground, chances of it burning the roots during drought are very high, and those roots stop signaling for biology when they're being grown in plastic containers and being given chemicals, salt-based fertilizers, pollutants. So if you put that whole rhizosphere, that root ball of that plant, in the soil with that polluted soil around it, the tree isn't even going to start signaling until all that other biology gets eaten up by the good biology that's in the soil that communicates with roots. So it's like putting it in a soundproof room in the ground. They can't hear you. Here's another little, looks like a longan. It's got new leaves, yes. 10 years for those. Thank God we have fruit on our longans now. So pretty here. I really love walking around here. It's the air's clean. You can hear the road noise outside, but with the birds and the plants, it's a little bubble of serenity that you can't really put a dollar value on it. I'm gonna look at the longans since I mentioned them. They're similar too. We also have Talisias and you know, they're all longan type fruits, Tillandsias and langsats and pollutants. The insignia, Platonia insignia, is that what it is? But Bellamy was selling an unknown species of Platonia, and I have both of them growing. The unknown one, both the two species of Platonia growing right here. That's a smaller one, and that's the bigger one. Hey. Very happy about that. So if my friend Frank is always, not always, but yeah, I always want to know how many bananas I need to plant to have bananas year round, every day. I'm like, dry farming, you need to plant 500 of them. Dry farming, natural farming, and wait 2 years. And then you will have bananas every day, all year. I need to get 500 bananas planted at, I was like, where am I going? Planted at, Ups and Downs Farm, Zebu Ranch. So the hurricanes, you know, you get a hurricane come to Florida, then chances of getting all your banana racks that are on the tree blow over. So then you have to wait a little while, which is what happened here. So now we're just at the point where we've been getting banana racks. I gotta have bananas for our tortoise. He eats so much fruit. It's amazing how much fruit he eats. We switched him over to organic, so we don't want to give him any of that crap that he's been getting. We love our tortoise. You'd have to not love somebody to not care about. How is that plant being grown? You polluting our water? Probably the water pollution, a lot of it comes from the septics. Oh, just thinking about it just grosses me out. Especially if I know how those leach fields are made. It's like, all the soil is polluted around those things. But I'm not going to get into that. Oh, I wanted to look at the long starting to segue into a rant about Florida septics. Bird's been getting a lot of stuff, but I've been getting lots of these cherry of the Rio Grandes. Twice a day, lots of them every day. I got a lot of seeds now to start to grow up in forsythia. Because the cherry of the Rio Grande survives the cold winter. God, 12th Street is quite busy. So here's a longan right here. This is Sri Shampoo. The bees sure like these. And butterflies. And wasps. Hornets. Black sapote. Anyway, I think that's it for the day. The video world. Thanks for watching. That's our lychees at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. They're looking good, huh? Yeah, It's been a long time. So what would have been quicker? Planting it from seed? Seed 20 years, they say. So 10 years from a grafted plant, but I think if you remove the soil, it could probably be a much quicker. In fact, I know it would be. And anyway, talk about how you grow to other people and friends, and it'll catch on. It has to. It's the way it was meant to be. We were not supposed to be hijacked by capitalists that want to pollute and sicken us. Anyway, have an excellent day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. I always enjoy hearing from you.